Hello Cancer, and welcome to your September reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. So what is it that Cancer needs to know for the month of September? We have happy, happy. Okay, that's a good card to get, which suggests that there will likely be good things that happen. Now, it is kind of a chaotic month. I'm not suggesting that September is going to be smooth sailing, because it might not be for many of you. We want to keep in mind that we've got Pluto now back in Capricorn. We have Uranus retrograde now. We have the moon building to that eclipse, which is happening conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So that's going to be a very strange moon. That's obviously relevant for you since you're ruled by the moon. And there could just be some weird stuff that kind of happens, but it could also be good weird too. You know, it could be things that you may not understand initially that kind of come in and make you go, I don't really know how to deal with this, or I don't know how to contend with this. And then it ends up being okay. Hopefully that is the case for most of you. I mean, the fact that it does say happy, happy suggests happy moments, happy events, things that bring good fortune into your life, people that bring good fortune into your life. There could be positive developments in some of your endeavors, some of your relationships, all those kinds of things. So a lot of movement throughout September, okay? We have retreat, rest, and be held. And there might be a need for us. Now, we also have Mars coming into your sign, okay? When Mars comes into Cancer, it's a very private Mars placement. And we're probably going to feel that need to kind of go inside of ourselves, to sit with ourselves, to meditate, to ponder and contemplate before making any big moves. That's probably a good strategy. Okay, it's probably a good strategy to not be too impulsive right now. You know, we don't have a lot in the chart that suggests impulsivity, which is ultimately good, because then we're not, jumping up out of our seats and forcing things forward that aren't ready to be forced. I look at Venus and I see her in Libra. She's going to be stabilizing everything. Mars in your sign is definitely going to take its time. And the sun being in Virgo is absolutely going to kind of put us in that critical thinking type of place. So we're not going to be super spontaneous right now. We are going to only do things that are well thought out, which ultimately will be for our best interest. So what else does Cancer need to know for the month of September? We have the King of Wands, the Tower, I mean, the Tower can really suggest a change in circumstance. It can suggest something very unexpected that comes in and shakes everything up. It kind of changes the plan. It's kind of interesting that we have the King of Wands coming out first, which is kind of this notion of your vision and your creativity, Cancer. It's like you have this idea of what you want. You have this vision, this dream, this life that you're trying to create. And here comes this Tower. And I kind of feel like it interrupts that vision a little bit. Not in a bad way though, right? Remember, it all kind of comes back to this happy, happy card, okay? The Tower can sometimes feel like a negative experience while you're having it, but very shortly thereafter, and literally with the Six of Swords right after, there does seem to be kind of a smooth transition out of that very shocking experience of the Tower. Can feel a little bit negative, but it almost always brings you towards something much better than you ever could have thought. So you are likely going to have a wrench thrown in your spokes a little bit. And where your life had been operating pretty smoothly and things have just been going and it's been kind of like a machine and you've just been kind of in your routine, I think that's going to get interrupted, okay? And you're not going to be able to continue necessarily down that path. However, it feels like something is trying to get integrated into your life. Okay, it seems like, a new job offer is coming in, or a new relationship is coming in, or a new financial opportunity is coming in. And it's like, well, that didn't really align with my vision initially. So where is this really coming from? You know, from a law of attraction standpoint, you might even be questioning, well, what am I doing to attract this? But in fact, what this tower actually is, I always say it's like the wheel of fortune in disguise. It's like, it's exactly what you want, but in a completely different manner than you ever expected to get it. Sometimes the tower comes in like a wrecking ball, right? It just completely comes in, shocks you, and you're kind of forced to, again, this is probably one of the reasons why we got this card, the retreat, rest, what does it say? Be held, but the retreat specifically. You may retreat in response to that tower as you think things through. Because again, we're not being impulsive in a response to that tower. We are taking our time, we're thinking critically, we're being rational, we're being logical, we're trying to make the best possible decisions. When that tower happens with the Six of Swords right after, we are going to slowly make our way out of that chaos, slowly make our way out of that conflict, and we're going to find smoother energy, okay? Because this is not smooth energy. But whatever is trying to get integrated, whatever is trying to inject itself in your life, I think you're going to be okay with that. You're going to take a step back, you're going to think about it, and you're going to say, well, this wasn't what I was expecting. This isn't how I was expecting it to go. This does challenge my vision that I had. It challenges what I was trying to create, and yet maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe there's something beautiful about it. Maybe there's something great about it even. And with the Six of Swords, we're always moving towards smoother waters. We're moving towards some kind of a paradise. So while we may be in choppy waters initially, there's always a smoothing out that must happen. It does feel like it's happening quite quickly, though. I don't think this is something that, you know, is going to be a sustained period of time. Like, it won't be there in October. You'll have figured it out by then, okay? So whatever this initial shakeup is, you know, I think you come to acceptance of it very quickly. You come to integrate it into your vision very quickly. Because the one thing about the King of Wands, he knows he can create anything he wants. So if there's something that's coming in and challenging that vision, but it's not a threat, because I don't think that tower is a threat. It's just something different. And yet it might be even more of what you asked for than you were ever expecting to get. So your vision kind of expands. Your vision goes beyond, maybe you didn't realize how limited your vision actually was. Now that I'm really looking at this, because again, it's all rooted in this happy, so it has to be something good. So if you're expanding your vision to include something better than you could envision for yourself, that's just going to improve your life even that much more. Okay. And the Sun. Three of Coins. And the Two of Cups. Well, there does seem to be something about other people. So there could be some professional relationships, especially with the Three of Coins. There could be some personal relationships with the Two of Cups. Either way, and it could be multiple. You could have multiple different kinds of relationships in focus right now, where there might be stuff going on at work or within your community or with whatever endeavors and ventures you have going on. And then personally, there does seem to be some kind of a union or at minimum, a high quality conversation. All right, but the fact that this is all coming underneath the tower tells me that this tower is actually coming from other people. It's coming from others' ideas and others' opinions. It's coming from the introduction of something from the external inward. So this tower does not feel like an internal epiphany necessarily. All right, it's like something from the outside world is coming into your life and making this disruption. But again, with the Sun, I mean, I actually love the King of Wands with the Sun. The King of Wands is ruled by the Sun. It's a Leo card. So we're getting lots of this self-expression, kind of super high value, tons of self-respect kind of energy. There's a lot of creativity, especially with the Sun as well. And it just kind of feels like well, I said this before and I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry about that. But it's like you are coming into the realization that your dream, your vision was limited. And that you were not asking for something big enough. For some reason, I feel like Cancer, you're getting something bigger than what you asked for. Better than what you asked for. Something that's going to help you grow and help you develop. Because that's what happens with the Three of Coins. We're building in that Three of Coins. And we build incredible things there. And we work with the right clients, and we have the right spouse, and we have the right family members, and we have the right connections within the community. And all those things come together, and we build our, quote unquote, empires, if you will. We all have an idea of what this little empire is that we want for our lives. And you're in the process of building this. This tower was likely something that was in the way. There was something in the way preventing you from doing it before, and now it comes crumbling down, and now you really can build it. Now it's like all systems go, green lights all the way. I don't see a lot of resistance in this reading so far. The tower is reducing or eliminating resistance almost altogether. So it feels like a massive detour for Cancer right now. And to be honest, that's to be expected. I don't think Virgo season, I don't think September is one of those seasons where we're meant to keep things the same. Virgo season is a mutable season. It's a time of flexibility and adaptability. It's a time of transition where we're transitioning from one season to the next. And we are meant to embrace kind of an entirely new world right now with this Pluto and Capricorn thing finishing out. The thing with the Pluto and Capricorn transit, okay, now I've said this to every single zodiac sign, so I really want to make sure I bring this message in. Okay, this is the last time that Pluto is going to be in Capricorn for the rest of our lives. And the last 15-year period was an exceptionally difficult period, especially for Cancers and Capricorns, since you were on that like super hot axis there where Pluto was. And this transit, it's not about transformation. It's not about like transmutation where we take energy from here and transmute it into something else. This is about complete and total endings of things. Complete and total elimination and death. And it's never coming back to life, and it's never going to be revived, and you're never going to have to go back to that scenario ever again. That's kind of what this transit is. It's kind of like a big final exam for the Pluto and Capricorn transit. All right. Did you really learn? Did you really extract the wisdom that you needed to from the past 15 years? Have you really changed? Have you really grown? And in the face of similar circumstances, are you going to behave and react in the same way that you had in the past? Or are you going to react and respond appropriately the way you should have the first time? Okay. So the tower is really that elimination. It's eliminating everything that had been stacked up, that had clogged the flow of your energy, the flow of your progress, the flow of your prosperity. So that comes crashing down. That's why this feels like such an elated reading. It's like, okay, well, if we can eliminate that ominous tower, then we have so much more freedom to express and so much more freedom to create, and we're not hindered or held back by these people and these feelings and these patterns and these narratives and all of these kind of psychological things that we have to contend with. This is like a moment of freedom. Now, what I love about the Two of Cups is that this does feel a little bit more personal, and it feels like you are unifying with someone in a very special way. Like I say, at minimum, this is a special conversation. Maximum, this could be like soulmate quality, okay? It could be, it doesn't have to be romantic though. It could be, friendship, or there are a lot of different types of soulmate energies out there. But typically the Two of Cups, it's like that mental, emotional, spiritual union, kind of where you have multifaceted, you kind of really mesh. There's a magnetism there. And those types of relationships, those types of partnerships, those types of collaborations, again, can put you in a high quality position so that you can create to the best of your abilities. Because this really is about you being able to create. These people coming in, like, yeah, we can talk about, oh, it's exciting, the notion of maybe having a soulmate, but it's not really about that so much as it is about this being a relationship that helps support you doing what you want to do with your life. Right? So these are relationships that help you succeed. These are relationships that help you become the person that you've had in your mind, but even better than that. So we have the Three of Cups, we have the Two of Coins, and we have the Four of Swords. Now, I love the Four of Swords because it speaks to a peace of mind. It speaks to the retreat as well. So there is going to be a lot of pullback, but see, what's so crazy about it is I don't see Cancer getting so involved, even in the really good things that are happening. It's like you're kind of having an out-of-body experience, kind of watching yourself live your life, watching yourself go through these motions, go through these experiences, and allowing yourself to receive a lot of the good things that are coming your way. Now, that's kind of the essence of the moon in Pisces, conjunct Neptune. Now, that's a very strange moon. All right. And it's very deceptive, and there's a lot of illusions that come through. There's a lot of healing that can happen there as well. But I think more so there's an element of confusion, which I think is why Cancer, you are intuitively pulling back. Even in light of the good things, you're like, I'm just going to let the Tower happen, and I'm going to let the good things happen, and I'm not going to let either one pull me down and into that the lower experience of it. You're going to keep yourself really high, keep yourself in that sort of, I guess we could call it a quote unquote transcended state, where you're in that observation or the witness quality, looking down, watching, and making ultimately the best decisions. I do not, again, impulsivity is not on the docket here. It's not, even though Mars is in your sign, Cancer does have that kind of controlled quality about it. So, you know, I think you're tapping into your controlled state. With the I like the Three of Coins and the Three of Cups coming out together. Again, there's a lot about community here. There's a lot about human connection. Three of Cups is usually more friendship groups. It's usually more emotional support types of people who are going to celebrate your wins. They're not going to try to tear you down or be jealous, or they're not going to try to project their stuff all over you. They're just going to say, hey, Cancer, that's awesome. We love you. You're amazing. Go after it. We're here if you need us, but we're totally in your corner. And usually with the Three of Cups too, there is some kind of celebration of harvest. So there's like a celebration of accomplishment, or like you cross the finish line with something. You actually get something and you celebrate. Okay, so it's like there's clearly some degree of achievement here for you. Again, the Tower is not for nothing. Yeah, it may come in like a wrecking ball, but it's not for nothing. It's meant to put you in the right place with the right people so you can achieve the right goals. It's all for your benefit. Other people can see that. And I think these are people with whom you, or on whom you can lean upon, if I could talk, when the Tower happens, because they get it. You know, they're emotionally intelligent enough to get it. They understand the nature of the Tower. They understand the nature of things happening, and there's no judgment there. You know, no one's going to judge you. With the Two of Coins in the very center here, there are probably a lot of things on your plate. Maybe you are juggling a lot of things. I think the Tower is going to come in and fix a lot of that. But you need to be clear on your priorities. It's possible, now I do not see this in the cards, okay, but it is possible that you may sabotage yourself a little bit, or the tendency or temptation to sabotage yourself is present. And that's because when you had a vision in your mind of what your life was supposed to be, and then the miraculous happens, and something comes in that kind of challenges that dream or challenges that fantasy or that perspective, even if it's better, you may still retract and retreat because in your head you only said, well, like here I'm being presented with something way up here, but I only thought I deserved this. And this was my fantasy here. So if this was my fantasy, but I'm getting something way up here, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm not good enough for this yet? So if you're not good at receiving and letting people come into your life, or letting money come into your life, or letting opportunities come in, if you're not good at receiving that or feeling valuable enough to deserve that, you may shoot yourself in the foot a little bit, and we don't want that. So that's why the elevated, transcended state is really, really important, because you'll catch yourself before you shoot yourself in the foot, before you turn something down or turn something away that could be one of the best things that ever happened to you. We don't want you to be so locked into your way of thinking. Okay, it's not okay to be locked in, especially when Mercury is in Virgo. Okay, if we have a stubborn thought process while Mercury is in Virgo, we're going to have to fight really, really, really hard to keep that state of mind. We're going to have to fight against everything that feels natural. All right, we're going to have to tap into our anger a little bit in order to keep that, because we don't, like, the astrology doesn't support a rigid mind. So we let go of the mental rigidity, and we release and we let go of control substantially for the sake of letting something even better than we ever could have dreamed come into our lives. I mean, it feels like a pretty good month. It's kind of a crazy month, to be honest. But I know you also don't want to be like with the moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune, there might be this feeling of like, okay, something is too good to be true, but I don't trust that. I don't trust it. And again, there's a lot of distrust that happens with Neptune, as there should be, because there is a lot of deception that comes through. I think you're just trying to save yourself from being deceived. That's the kind of the game that you're playing here. You don't want to be tricked. You don't want to be, taken advantage of. So you're playing it really cool to make sure that things pan out. I have no reason to believe that things do not pan out based on these cards, especially with the card that says peace of mind. It's about quieting your mind, having that peaceful, restful energy, not letting someone influence you, not letting anyone emotionally manipulate you or whatever. It's about being in control. But I think with that, eventually in time, you'll see. Now, we do have a big eclipse on October 2nd. That's in Libra. So once that Libran eclipse hits and we move on into more of October, probably you'll see that you were never being deceived. Probably you'll see that you have no reason to be distrustful. I understand why you would be, but you don't really have a reason to. Okay? All right, we're going to pull out a whole bunch of more new cards here. So for those of you who are brand new, we're going to pull out tons of cards, and we're going to cover these cards in the comprehensive reading. So the link for that is in the description box in the comment thread down below. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes. So it's like a whole second reading. We get really in detail with everything. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Okay, so let's start with the King of Wands. See what comes through here. The Death card. I'm happy to see the Death card this month. I really am. I think it's a very meaningful message right now. And the Lovers, the Hanged Man, the Moon, two Pisces cards right on top of each other, and Eight of Wands, Five of Wands. That's you, Cancer, for sure. King of Swords, there's no doubt about that. Playing it super cool. Cool, calm, collected. And there's the self-sabotage right there. Of course, I knew it. I knew that was going to come out. I felt it so strongly. And there's the Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Swords. Ace of Coins. Ace of Swords. Five of Coins. Ace of Wands. Loving the aces. Oh, Two of Cups on top of Two of Cups. Let's pull out one more card since we got a repeat. Nine of Coins. Feeling skepticism with that for some reason. What is this card? I forgot. Oh, we got another repeat. Okay, so we'll pull out two more cards. Three of Cups on Three of Cups. Two of Coins. Another Sun card. A lot of repeated cards, which is a good sign because it reinforces the previous messages. We have the Magician. Okay. All right. So this is where we're going to pick up, Cancer. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing September, and I'll talk to you soon.